Hey everybody, Jim Edwards here, and welcome back to the Sales Copywriting Content Marketing Hacks Podcast. I'm your host, along with my trusty co-host and podcast producer, Mr. Stu Smith. Welcome, Stu.
Hello, Jim.
Welcome everybody to episode 180. Today, Stu, what are we talking about for episode 180? I know, but the folks don't know. Let them know.
Yeah. So we are going to discuss content marketing, sales, copywriting, and the using them effectively to drive traffic to your business. But before you do that, I think it's wise to do a business assessment of your website, your communication methods, and just see where your strengths and weaknesses are. Because like I said earlier in the Jim and Stu show, if you're not assessing, you're only guessing.
Okay.
Right? So let's
Well, let's talk about your business for a minute, Stu. What would be the things you are assessing so that you're not guessing?
Yes. I went through my website, my store website primarily, and I was like, you know what? I could do better at organizing my web store sections and titles. So, which gave me a great idea for the content marketing scripts headline genie to use that today when I go and update some of those things. And then, I'm pretty squared away on the communication with customers. I think I probably get an A plus on that one with newsletters and emails and social media and teaching content, live Q&As, articles, all of that. I'm pretty squared away on that, but I could do better with an offer with each of them.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I get my message out there, but sometimes I lack doing the offer at the end.
Right. So,
which I can get better at doing.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, you are in the situation that most creatives are in, that you have no problem creating content, you have no problem generating it, you have no problem sticking to a schedule, because you have not only internalized all the frameworks we have inside of content marketing scripts and other stuff, but you also use the tools inside of content marketing scripts to help you do stuff quicker, faster, easier. So the making of it is not tough.
No.
The problem is that most people associate the doing of the creative stuff with getting their work done. And that is not getting your work done. Getting your work done, I'm going to go to the board, Stu. So those of you that are listening to us in audio, imagine me, my big biceps, just like Stu's, because he helps me work out. I'm making so much money now, I'm going to hire Stu to work out for me. So I don't even have to do it anymore. Just playing. So the thing to understand is that there's three parts to this whole thing. All right. There's the creation of the content, there's the promotion of the content, and then there's the measuring of the results so that you can keep doing what's working and stop doing what's not working. So most people are like, oh, I created content, I'm awesome, I'll go post it on Facebook, and why am I not rich yet? And so we got tools to help you do this and do this really fast and easy and do a great job. The promotion part is multifaceted. That's a fancy way of saying there's a bunch of different moving parts when it comes to promotion. There's promotion within the content, which means you have a great hook to grab people. Or let me start even before that. With your content means you know exactly who your avatar is, and you've got a focused reason for them to want to pay attention to what you're doing, to this piece of content. It's got a purpose that they're interested in. It's got a great hook. You got great content. But then you also have something that most people forget or leave till the end or do something amazing like, say, click here. Oh, that's the best. All right. Well, it's better than nothing, but you got to have a great call to action. Now, once you've got that, then the promotion becomes, okay, where do I put it? Got to make sure it goes up on Facebook, goes up on your blog, goes on LinkedIn, goes in all the places where your avatar is potentially hanging out. Then you're also making sure that you're building your list so that ultimately you can email it out to your folks. Can you also use it in conjunction with affiliates? Could you also promote the content, pay to promote, pay to play? Give the little red-headed monkey some money so he'll show your stuff to the people who are already following you on Facebook, but he doesn't show it to them because, well, this is a business and he's got bills to pay, right? He's worth 700 billion less than he used to be. So now it's not the same as it was 20 years ago, which is basically write an email, send it out to your list, send it to other people, ask them to send it to their list, find people that are posting articles on their websites and ask them if they'll post your article too. That was the whole thing. Now, all these moving parts. Then you got to pay attention to what happened. Where did I get results? Where am I not getting results? What types of posts are people actually paying attention to? How am I getting to, wow, look at this, 69 XXX site, my private photo on this site. Oh my God, I bet you that's not a scam at all.
No.
Wow. Okay.
Probably not a virus.
No. I'm sure you can get a couple different types of viruses, one in real life and one in online. Okay. So it's the old thing of keep doing what's working, stop doing what's not working. Okay. So there's this whole feedback loop and that's why people have so much, this is why it's hard for people. And I want to point something out. All right. There's two things that are going to get you results. I've drawn a graph. All right. Willingness to act consistently on one axis, the up axis, and on the other axis, it's positive results. Okay, so as you get positive results, your willingness to act increases along with that. If you are not getting positive results, guess what you're going to do? Quickly quit. Okay? Yeah. But if you structure your content wrong, if you don't have a great hook, if you don't have decent content and you don't have a call to action, you could be putting it in exactly the right place in front of exactly the right people, and you're going to get a crap result, which means you're not going to be willing to wash, rinse, and repeat and keep going. So it's the old thing of, which came first, the chicken or the egg? It's like looking at the stove. Earl Nightingale said, looking at the stove and say, give me heat and I'll give you some wood. No, what you've got to do is understand that you're going to get geometric results. Because most people think, I'm going to get results and I'll do it. I'll get results and I'll keep doing it. But what actually happens is you get a geometric progression of results. So it's critical that you put yourself into a position where you're actually going to get a decent result for doing something so that it gives you hope to keep doing more and more and more and more. And the only way you're going to do that is to make the right content, structure it the right way, have a good hook, have a good call to action, put it where people that could potentially take whatever action you want are going to see it so you can, and then you need to measure so you can see, okay, I got a result. Let me do this again. Okay, I got another result. Let me do this again. I'm not rich yet, but I am moving in the right direction. But if you put up blog post every day for 2 weeks and nothing happens, you're going to stop blogging. If you do a Facebook Live every day for 2 weeks and nobody responds except your mom's like, keep going, honey, and you're not going to keep going. So you've got to do it right from the beginning and do it in such a way that you'll start seeing some results and it'll encourage you to keep going. This is why most people quit. Most people quit because they do it wrong from the start, or they have too high expectations. Like, I'm going to publish this one article, I'm going to get rich. I'm going to publish this thing on Instagram. Oh, I didn't have 10,000 people like it. I didn't have Kim Kardashian, you know.
Yeah, it didn't go viral.
So, yeah, it didn't go viral. I've never had anything go viral. That pisses me off. My son-in-law is the one in the family with the family record for viral video views, over 1 million or 2 million views. I mean, all he did was lift a damn car off a lady, you know?
That was impressive.
Yeah. I mean, I'll teach you 5 ways to make your book a bestseller. Come on.
He deserves it.
But what I'm saying is this is where everybody gets jacked up with what you were talking about, saying, there's room for improvement in what you're doing as far as hooks and calls to action. And I'm telling everybody, including myself, has room for improvement.
Oh,
I'll tell you another area where there's room for improvement. Okay? And something where your thing, if you're not assessing, you're just guessing. Links. We've been raised to believe that longer's better. Just leave it at that. I'm starting to see that shorter, more concentrated, get to the point actually performs better than longer. So that's something else that we all need to start getting better at, is getting to the point quicker. I know, yeah. God knows, as I get older, I'm telling old man stories. So, that's important as well. So that was a long-winded way, but you always like to just wind me up.
I do. That's what I do.
But this has been something that's really been weighing on my mind, because if you do it wrong and you get a crap result, you're going to stop. If you do it right and you get a crap result, you're going to stop. So you got to do it right in a way that you start seeing results, so that it gives you the courage, the confidence, and the feedback that enables you to keep going.
Or you're just stubborn and you just keep on going, regardless of results. Hey, and it takes you 10 years to figure it out.
Eventually, though.
I will say that was probably my journey. Even, I had high expectations. I wrote that book. I got it published. What? I'm not a millionaire? So, and then, I finally figured out that, there was a source out there of people that needed help, and, you could find them on the internet with making good content and giving them something that was valuable, so much to the point that I've even had people say, "You have given me so many free videos on swimming. I'm just going to become a membership, be a member on your site just to say thanks."
Wow, that's great. That means you're giving away too much free stuff. So, but it's interesting. It's like the guy goes to the doctor. He's like, "God, doctor, man, I've got the worst headache. My head is just killing me, and I can't seem to make it stop. And every day, it hurts." And the doc says, "Okay, well, we can do 2 things. One, I can give you this medication, and I can give you a prescription for a hockey helmet. Or 2, you can stop slamming your head into a wall every day. It's up to you. Eventually, if you keep doing something that's not working, you're either going to stop or you're going to kill yourself. So it's your choice."
Yeah.
So don't measure and keep doing stuff the wrong way and keep getting bad results.
Yeah. Okay? And, eventually you get smarter and you evolve and you figure out doing it the right way, and you evolve with technology, and it is a process for sure, but you are so correct about, doing it right the first time,
doing it the best you can the first time. And being open to evolve and being open to doing stuff different ways. So I think Susan had a comment. Susan, did you have a comment for me, or were you talking to your computer?
I was talking about computer.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, thanks. Okay, cool. So sometimes she makes those motions and it means I'm being an idiot. Other times she's trying to program her computer through the ether. So I just always curious to know what's going on. I think that, though, it's a fine line between developing a habit of taking action and being an idiot, banging your head against a wall.
Yeah.
And part of that is the feedback loop of, I mean, I've met plenty of people that I'm like, damn, you're good. You got more stick-to-itiveness than I do. I just wish to God you were doing the right thing. Because I've seen people do the wrong thing every day for years. And you'd show them the right thing to do, and it's like the second coming of Jesus. And you just got to tell them, look, I'm proud of you for developing this habit. Now let's put that habit to use doing the right thing. And you don't want to lean on them too hard because you don't want them looking back and kicking themselves and giving up. It's like, hey, we want to harness this stubbornness in the right direction. And that's why it's so important to measure and also to manage your expectations. Because if your expectations are you're going to do this and you're going to be rich next week, it's not going to happen. People look at us and they're like, oh, you guys are awesome. You got a list. People pay attention to you. You know how to make videos. All this stuff's second nature. Let me tell you what. Every single thing we know how to do right came as a result of doing something wrong.
Yeah.
And the doing something wrong came as a result of just doing something.
And learning something new. And
right. And not quitting for 20 some odd years, you know? And so your 20 years can start today. Don't look back 20 years from now and say, wow, I wish I'd started 20 years ago.
Oh, I can't tell you how many things, Jim, I've said, man, I wish I'd have started this 2 years ago. You know,
right.
But that's when you're making the right moves. You know, if you can say that, you know, you can kick yourself in the butt for missing that. But at the same time, that's a good assessment of yourself that you are evolving.
Yeah. The only good thing to come out of the Chinese Communist Party is the 5-year plan. Somewhere along the way, I picked up the thought that, 5 years is going to be here 5 years from now, whether I do something or not. And so I might as well get going now.
Yeah.
And 5 years seems to be, if you like life altering, totally different, doesn't happen in a year. It seems to be like a 5-year thing, like fundamental tectonic shifts in your life seems to be about 5 years. You can radically transform any area of your life in a year, and you can set yourself on a completely different path in your life in about a week. And you can make the decision to put yourself on a completely different path in an instant. So you can make a decision, and if it's real, set yourself on a different path, create a massive difference in your life, and have a tectonic moving of the continents change in your life in less than 5 years, but can all start making a decision in the moment.
True.
That's some deep stuff right there. I can tell you right now.
Yeah, I like that.
It's true. It's true.
I mean,
it's like making the decision that, hey, I'm just not going to be sick and nasty and in bad shape anymore, and deciding to take care of my health and then go for a walk every day. And, then now 5-10 years later, after working with Stu and stuff, I can do stuff that I couldn't do when I was 18 physically. So, but that came as a result of that decision that I made in a taxi coming back from the gym boat in January of 2012, when I was in just terrible shape physically. So
10 years ago. Look at that.
Yeah. Big difference. So, all right. Well, what else do we need to talk about on this podcast? I know you had the stuff we were talking about, and I took us in a totally different direction.
No,
I stayed on topic.
Yeah. My big thing was assessing yourself, do an honest assessment of your website, the methods that you use to communicate, and just see where your strengths and weaknesses are. Because assessed recently because I thought all of my traffic was coming from social media, or at least over 50% was. And
Mhm.
it was 25%, right? So I was just guessing, right? Until I started assessing, which makes me want to change a few things, on the way I structure my titles, my headlines, um, keywords, all of those things are very important to people finding me,
Yeah, well, don't mess
getting
with
traffic.
pages that are already driving you traffic, though.
Oh no,
As far as
no.
changing that might change up,
Yeah,
especially when
and the
we're
cool
talking
thing
about
about
SEO stuff.
my analytics, it tells me which ones are my top performing pages.
Right.
So
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah. Don't mess with them.
I'm not
If you
messing
want to
with
put in
those.
a call to action, put it in as a graphic.
Yeah.
The one thing I would say, talking about assessing your business, are you focused? Most people aren't focused. Most people are totally scattered.
Yeah.
Most people are scattered. They're scattered in their thinking. They're scattered in their action. They're scattered in their results. They're flitting from one thing to the next, the next, the next. Everybody's moved on 20 bright, shiny objects from now. And the people who are really making it happen have focused in on the thing and are making it happen. Okay? Know your avatar. The people who are really making it happen can tell you exactly who their people are, exactly who they're called to serve, exactly who they're supposed to help. Okay? And they know exactly where the people are. And they're putting value in front of those people to build relationships, to get leads, to make sales. That's what they do. This is the non-sexiest thing you can do, but it's the thing that actually gets results. But if you're scattered and moving from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, if you're like our friend here with 69xxx.site, okay, in the comments, they're moving on from one thing to the next to the next. I can tell you this is not you need to think about your life here, son. Okay.
Yeah, this is not a valid promotion
this is terrible,
plan.
Terrible targeting. It's a very valid promotion plan, but terrible targeting. This is not your audience here, okay? So there are other lives where this could be an effective promotion strategy. This is the thing. This is where people are messing up. They're not focused. They're scattered. They don't know their avatar, and they have no clue where the people are. They're chasing one thing to the next, the next, the next. And the whole thing of assessing your business, okay, am I focused? Do I know where my people are? Am I consistently putting value in front of them, and am I measuring the results that I'm getting? And if I do have a product, am I promoting the crap out of the product I have? Or am I always thinking about, you remember that Irma Bombeck book from back in the 70s, The Grass is Always Greener Over the Septic Tank? Mm-hmm. Okay. There's always a brighter, shinier object. There's always something out there that could be making us all the money in the world. We're all going to get rich. But at some point, you got to focus on your yard and grow your vegetables and do your thing. Not worry about what the neighbor's doing. And that's really focusing on your business and all this stuff. So anyway, wrap it up for us, Stu. Bring it home.
Yeah, well, I will say this. For me, I think it's very wise to get to know your business. One way I did this was I had my wife, who has no interest in really what I do, right? As far as training,
right?
I mean, she has no interest in working out with me, nothing like that. I mean, if we do anything, it might be a walk somewhere.
Right.
But she has no interest in my level of training and who my audience is not her. Right. So I put her in front of my computer and just say, scroll through my website and just tell me what to think. Can you find my Army fitness test workout?
Okay.
Right. And so I give her little like hide and seek drills to go through, and like how quickly can she find it? Because if she doesn't understand it, most people won't understand it either when they're first looking at it.
Right.
right? So she's
Right.
she's my honest assessment tool for my page, and
That makes
it
perfect sense.
it has been very helpful
That makes perfect sense.
because I don't get lost on the site because I made it. I know where
Well,
everything is, right? But that's like, oh, okay, so that's where I need to better headline some of these sections here to make it really be understandable. Maybe some
and
different arrangements. So
I'll tell you that makes perfect sense because your wife, if you told her to go look for something, and she at least knows what she's looking for and knows that's there, she can find it, is going to be a good simulator of someone who knows what they're looking for, but yours is the third or fourth website that they look for it on, and they're at work and they're caffeinated and they're, all this, they're distracted, they're on their phone and all this other stuff, where they got to be able to recognize that you have what they're looking for. And
yeah,
again, that's part of the measuring thing. And you can't measure that yourself. I like that a lot.
so
Cool.
assess or just guess.
Nice.
It's up to you.
There you go. Nice work. All right, everybody. Well, that's it for the Sales Copywriting Content Marketing Hacks podcast. Again, I was your host, and along with my really smart and trusty, ethical and amazing podcast producer, Mr. Stu Smith. Stu, if the folks want to get in shape, where should they go? The gym. If they want to know what they should do at the gym or at home, if there's another pandemic,
they
and
can
can't
find me
get to the
over
gym.
at StuSmithFitness.com.
That's right. And if you want to learn how to write amazing sales copy, head to copywritingsecrets.com. And if you want the easy push button solution to creating all your content and your copy, head on over to contentmarketingscripts.com. Everybody have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye, everybody.